You mentioned that you fly a sign. What's your sign that you currently have today? You want to show that to us?
Yeah, this one, like I said, I try to make people laugh a lot of the time, and so this one is currently tired of sucking for cheeseburgers.
So, here we go.
My name is Muskrat, and I am homeless here in the French Quarter of New Orleans.
How do you, I mean, dude, it's hot right now. How are you getting around? It's like 112 degrees.
Mainly staying very stationary. We, during the day, don't move around a whole very lot, especially I have my dog out there with my friends. She's got a thick black coat, and our movement is dictated pretty much by the weather and the shade. Any route I take, I'm always going under the like balconies and awnings, making sure I'm in the shade when I do have to move. But other than that, I stay as stationary as possible and spend as little of my personal gas as I can when the sun's up.
How long have you been homeless?
On and off. I want to be 33 August 28th. I first started dabbling with my kind of like gutter punk traveling way of life when I was like 14, 15. I would hang out with the punk rockers on the streets in like Venice Beach in Los Angeles or Ocean Beach in San Diego, and I would hang out with them, get drunk, pass out there, and eventually, you know, started traveling, like go from Ocean Beach to Venice Beach to San Francisco, and from there it just expanded and all that. So on and off 18 years, but this stint around a year.
Does it get tough out here on the streets?
It definitely does. I mean, I get by for the most part. I take mostly good care of myself. I try to shave, brush my teeth as much as possible.
Where do you do that?
When I shave, sometimes it just be here on one of the side streets. I'll find a razor, and like if my friend has like a government phone, or if I have a government phone or anything reflective, I'll use that to shave. Sometimes I'll use like the side mirror of a car. I'll go to a parking lot, side street, use that, use some water, get like a rag or like a dirty shirt I'm throwing away or something, and like use that to clean up. There's shelters and different ministries that hand out like toiletry items and snacks. A lot of times they pass out wet wipes, and I'll use those to do a little what we call bird bath.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. If I can't get an actual shower at a shelter, I'll take a bird bath, wipe myself up, and all those small things help with the sanity and not being addicted to any extreme drugs as well. So it helps me keep my head up, and I take care of myself. I make funny signs. I get to meet people. I make people laugh, and that's pretty much like the daily routine. That's about what I do to get through most day.
What's in your nose?
Right now, it is currently a broken piece of a pencil. My septum is around a 0 gauge, but I lost the actual ring, and a pencil is a similar size, so I broke it smaller and I put it in my nose, so I didn't have a full pencil in there.
Okay, all right. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? Creativity,
Anything.
It sounds like you do that a lot.
Yeah, I try to be creative. I've sold art out here before, like I've painted or like doodled with like pen and pencil, and I've sold that before. Like I've traveled out here with like girlfriends before too and stuff like that. Like,
You got a girlfriend right now?
No, I'm actually just currently doing my single and stuff like that. Just me and my dog.
What's your dog's name?
Her name's Tater Tot.
That's a good name.
Yeah.
Tater Tot.
She'll be 7 next month, and I've had her since she was 10 months old. And I got her here. I got her on Decatur Street here in New Orleans. And
How do you make money?
a lot of times it's panhandling, holding a cardboard sign and doing that. Sometimes, like, I had this old guy, like, a couple weeks back. I was helping him with, like, some minor construction things, like laying some bricks, painting some shutters, stuff like that. He just randomly drove up and asked if anybody wanted to help. I've had people do that before, asked if people could help them move things. We got a friend with a guitar. Sometimes we'll play music, but yeah, flying signs, playing music, selling art, or picking up odd jobs here and there.
You mentioned that you fly a sign. What's your sign that you currently have today? You want to show that to us?
Yeah, this one, like I said, I try to make people laugh a lot of the time, and so this one is currently tired of sucking dick for cheeseburgers. A common question, usually with the drunk people, is do I actually? No, I do not. I do not actually. The whole point of the sign, I think it's freaking hilarious. I try to make people laugh, so even if I don't make $1, if I don't get any actual, the goal is to make money. I'm trying to get by and all that, but if I don't, having a genuine interaction with somebody, getting smiles and laughter, and like seeing people have a good time, and it kind of makes me smile and laugh too. Like that's also rewarding and stuff like that. So if I can't get $1, at least I can get a laugh or a smile. So that's why I always try to do the funny signs. Some people do the sad signs, like the loss, everything all that. Like, I mean, different strokes for different folks, but I can't do the sad signs. Like the sad pity signs aren't for me. Like I try to make people laugh at least. I'm giving them something in return, making them smile, getting them endorphins and shit like that running. So
you mentioned that you're not addicted to any significant drugs, I think, or maybe hard drugs. Is
well, yeah, like the crazy drugs that like mess with like the people's heads out here, like, you know, the cracks and meth and PCP and the stuff like that. Like I have been predisposed to alcoholism in my life. My Hispanic side of my family, being half Hispanic, a lot of them were alcoholics, and the problem because I said I've been doing this 18 years on and off, the most extensive problem I've had with addiction is alcohol. I did used to have seizures and detoxes sometimes. I'd wake up in the middle of the night and I'd be shaking and all, and I don't have that now. I don't have detoxes. Every time I drink, I get a hangover now. I'm going to be 33. A hangover happens every time I drink now. Like, so that's no matter what. But I currently don't have detoxes, but alcohol, I have been down in the dirt, like seasonally around, just because I didn't have it in me, just because I was drinking too much before. I had that when I was like 17, 18 years old. I was having that happening, and so I was like, I will never get to that level again.
You ever been to rehab?
I have, yes. I have been to rehab specifically for alcoholism.
Ever been to jail?
I have a couple times. It's mainly for small homeless things, trespassing, you know, sleeping in like an abandoned building or a property that I'm not supposed to be on, or drinking in public tickets, which, you know, different cities around the country, they're not as open as they are here in New Orleans with the alcohol. So, you know, you get caught, and then if you don't show up to court, you get failure to appears, you may get a bench warrant. You do 3-4 days to a week, something like that, because you didn't show up to court. Then they usually hold you for one court date, and judge usually drops it because you're a homeless person that was drinking or whatever. Like, but worst case scenario, that's usually what happens. Like, yeah, I've gone to jail a couple times for like small things like that.
Gotcha. So you had talked about, you know, if you can't get $1 out of somebody, you can at least get a laugh, and that makes you happy. Are you generally happy out here, or do you wish that life was different?
This is not something I view as permanent. I have generally a happy disposition, I would say. I do try to keep my chin up, and I do stay generally happy and try to find pleasure and, like, you know, not take things for granted and get like that rewarding feeling from like the small things. So I would say, you know, I'm mostly, in disposition-wise, am happy, but not to a sense to where, like, oh, this is it, and I'm happy with, like, where I'm at and all that, and I could just stay here and be fine. Like, no, like at the end of 2021, I had an apartment a few blocks around Burgundy Street, 411 Burgundy, same block as a three-legged dog. I was cleaning Airbnbs. That was a 5-unit place. I was the only one with balcony access there. Had my dog with me. I went under management side because of money laundering and all that, but a goal is to get back there again, have employment, and get an apartment again. This is just where I happen to be right now, is on the streets, and you know, in the meantime, getting by. Sometimes I have to panhandle, you know, make my money. But anytime somebody comes by and, you know, like says like, hey, we need a hand and shit like that, can you work? I'm always like, yeah, I'm like the first one up, like always ready to work. So
how much can you make in a day panhandling down here? What's a good day look like?
Good season, you can make 90 to 100 or more if you're playing. That's just flying a sign too. Like if you're playing music or selling art, like, so the really, really good buskers and art sellers could probably make multiple hundred a day. Like, I would not be surprised if they made in multitudes of hundreds a day. Just flying a sign in the good this is kind of the off season, so it's not usually this, but good season, $90 to $100, and minimum on the off season, I don't know, like 10 to 40, something like that. Like roughly, some days you struggle to make $10. Some days you can make 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks. And it's enough to get by too, because food comes by free. People eat at the restaurants and they get their takeout, you know, their leftover boxes, and lots of times people pass them down to the homeless out here. So amazing ass food. All this food being fried here too, like keeps on the pounds and all. And so I eat well and stuff like that. If I'm extremely destitute and extremely hungry and feeling like really, really down and out, I'll look in the trash cans for drinks, for like sometimes alcohol, for water, for food, for whatever. If I have to, I'll search in the trash cans. But usually I don't have to search in the trash cans. I get by enough with people's kindness, with their leftovers and their money handouts.
Gotcha. If you could leave a message with the viewers that are out there, if there's one message that you could get across to people, what would it be?
Give somebody a chance. You never know how far away. Most people in this country are only like a couple paychecks away from being in the same shoes as me. And not everybody who's out here is one of them violent, belligerent drug addicts. Like, some people just had things happen. Sometimes a rug gets yanked out from under you, and shit happens. You just got to do what you got to do to get by. And some of us find ourselves out here. So, like, I guess to bring it to a religious sense, let he without sin cast the first stone. Like, don't judge too harshly on all of us out here. Lump us all up as just crazed people who reek of urine and smoke crack all day, because that's not all of us. I'm educated, I'm unviolent and stuff like that. Like, things happen. So just be kind, and if you can't offer $1, at least offer a smile and just let us know we're still human.
If you could wave a magic wand, that's a fantastic message. Thank you. If you could wave a magic wand today and turn your life into whatever you would want it to be, what would your life look like?
Honestly, like, I'm pretty simple. Like, I could honestly be just really satisfied in my core group of friends, my little, like, punk rocker and metalhead and, like, skateboarder homies, like, having my little, like, job that I do, a little 1-bedroom apartment with, like, me and my dog, and just chilling. Go to work during the day, like, or at night, come out, like, when I'm not working, hang out with my friends, maybe go out to some water, swimming hole, something, take my dog, let the dogs off leash and play, and just a small, humble, casual life like that. Maybe play in a small, like, punk or metal band. Like I've had, like, situations like that multiple times in my life, and something as simple as that. Like, I don't need extravagant things. I don't need a whole lot of things. Like, just that right there, and that could carry me through. Like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's all I need. Just my friends, in touch with my family, and just some shelter, and just a good life.
Okay. Thanks, Muskrat.
Yeah, no problem,
it,
y'all.